Hey everyone, Pee-Weasel here. Welcome to the channel. I'm very excited about this video because it's a bit different than what I normally do. I'm primarily a MetaZoo content creator, but a year and a half ago, so like 6 months even before I discovered MetaZoo, I discovered my old vintage Pokemon cards. And I made a video on May 27th of last year, so 2021, and I was just showing off the cards I was thinking of sending over to PSA to be graded. And lo and behold, all my submissions are back now after a year and a half of waiting for prices to come down and whatnot. But yeah, so I sent them in different batches, so you can see that some are already opened already, and this is like a brand new package that I'm going to be opening today. And these are cards that I actually were thinking of getting graded, but at the grading prices and the prices of what they are now, it's not really worth getting them graded, I think, because prices have, as everyone knows, dipped down by quite a lot since the boom of 2020, 2021, right? So there was the Topps Charizard that I thought might have be able to get like I think a 6 or 7 to it. At that time, it would have been worth grading, but definitely not now. So I'll be keeping that for another time. And the Japanese cards I was thinking of setting in too. They're all pretty big hitters. They're from Lugia from Neo Genesis, Ho-Oh from Neo Revelation, and the secret rare, so you can see it by the white star here. And that is the Dark Raichu, quote unquote. But this is, in Japanese, it's from Neo Discovery. While in English, this was the secret rare in the Team Rocket set. So I was going to get all of these graded. I thought they had a good chance of getting 10s. But like I said, with the grading prices as they are now, I'm still waiting for them to go a bit more down before I send them in for grading. So I have been keeping those. So those 4 are not graded. And I actually have my trusty list on the side over here that I rewatched my video and I got my assumptions of what I would be getting for these cards. And we're going to see how I do. I'm going to leave a link to the video up above here so you can check it out, my video from a year and a half ago. And I'm going to be having it on in the description below and also at the end of the video. So let's take a look at the first graded card that I sent in. So this one is Blaine's Charizard from Gym Challenge series. And for this card, I guessed that I would be getting a PSA 9. So you notice that this is not a first edition card. This is the only non-first edition card. All the other cards I'm going to be showing and I sent for grading are first editions. But for this one, it's a Charizard, it's a plain Charizard, so I thought that it would be worth grading. And what I got was PSA 9. So I was pretty on the dot on that one, so that's pretty good. Most cards, I guess PSA 9, and we'll see how I did with that. So we'll put this on the side. Second card, which, let's see what it is for. First edition Dark Charizard from Team Rocket set. And for this one, I guessed that it would be a PSA 9 as well. And what did I get? Womp, 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 PSA 8. I couldn't really see why it might have gotten a PSA 8. Like, it's really hard to see here. I have a PSA graded sleeve cover. The PSA slab, so you can't really tell with the scratches and stuff, but I think it might be related to the off-centering, and it has like a little bit of whitening, which I don't think it was in the original video. I think it's just like the amount of time that these were put in PSA to be graded. I don't know. This is a conspiracy theory, but I think that there might have been white dots developed during that time, which I do see a lot of PokeTubers also been noticing as well. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, which I should mention now. I use a middleman for grading, and I go to Sunny Hobbies. So definitely check out. He's located in Scarborough, and his shop is called Sunny Hobbies. I actually sent these cards to him before he actually even opened his shop, which now he opens a shop and he does this full time now. So congratulations, Sunny. And if you're in the neighborhood, so I'm in Toronto, Ontario, and this is in Scarborough, check out Sunny Hobby. He does great middleman grading services, and he also sells lots of stuff, sealed product, a lot of vintage collections for a really good price. So check him out, and thanks again, Sunny, for doing all these submissions for me. So moving on, next card I have is Light Arcanine, or Arcanine, first edition from the Neo Destiny series. Yeah. And what we have here is, oh, I shouldn't say that. My guess on the video was that I would get a PSA 9, and bam, PSA 9. I wish I wasn't so accurate. I wish I got more 10s, but this is how it is. I'm really happy still with a PSA 9. Look at that sparkle. And look at that artwork. This is definitely one of my most favorite Arcanine artworks for sure. I think this is a well-deserved 9. I couldn't see any actual real issues, but it could be like a centering, it could be something. PSA 9, PSA 10 is kind of like a crapshoot. It kind of depends on if the grader is in a good mood or not sometimes. But most times, I don't think there's population control or anything like that. I thought so before, but just getting to know their process a bit more. Like if any card gets a PSA 10, it gets looked at by another 1 or 2 people as well. So it's not just a one person making the decision if you should get a 9 or 10. But it does maybe matter a little bit on how the grader is feeling that day, if they want to give you a 9 or send it off for additional grading when it gets a PSA 10. Next card I got, Entei, first edition from Neo Revelations. Definitely one of the bigger hits from Neo Revelation, one of the 3 sacred beasts. I think secret beasts, or some people call them cats, some say dogs. But yeah, Entei, Raikou, and Suicune? I always thought it was Suicune when I was a kid, but I think it's called Suicune now. And I got PSA 8. I thought this would be getting a PSA 9. PSA 8, I'm not too sure. The PSA 8s, to be honest, that I got, I think there's another one in here. I think I'm going to maybe crack them and send them for BGS because I really don't see any issues with them. When I was looking under the camera a bit more, see, like, you can't really tell because this is a graded card sleeve. But yeah, definitely 8's not too bad, but in this market and moving forward, I prefer to, if I can get my cards to be at least like a BGS or PSA 9. But I'm still going to stick primarily with PSA. I enjoy their grading. Oh, this was a really big hitter, which I thought sending in, I would get a PSA 10. So let's see if I actually got a PSA 10 on this, because in PSA 10, this is worth like a lot. I don't want to say it's all about value, but definitely even in the collection, it's good to have the monetary value does make it like a cherry on top type of situations, right? If I do plan on liquidating or selling off the collection for like family matters or suddenly some type of emergency, it's definitely good to have that cash flow on top of having a high graded card. So I guess it was PSA 10 and bam, PSA 9, can't really complain about that. It's a very hard card to grade because it is, these dark cards are a little bit more harder to grade, I believe. And also look at that. And what's funny actually I find is, so with Evolving Skies, there's also a secret art Umbreon, which is also known as the Moonbreon, which is kind of like a VMAX Umbreon touching the moon. But this is the original, the OG Moonbreon, I want to say. And the prices of that card and this card are very, very similar. Not like the PSA graded one, but the raw values, it's like you're comparing like a 20-year-old card versus like a card that came out 1 year ago, and the value is the same. So I think it's pretty crazy, the Evolving Skies Moonbreon prices, but I digress. I think there might be a little bit of market manipulation in that market, and prices are starting to come down, but can't go wrong with the OG Moonbreon. And the last one that I had already opened is, I believe, Dark Espeon? Yeah, Dark Espeon from Neo Destiny. Neo Destiny featured a lot of light and dark Pokemon, which I don't think that they continued much throughout the WotC era. So, Espeon, Dark, guess owned by Team Rocket or something. I guess this card would be getting a PSA 9, I think? Or did I say 10? 9 or 10. I think 9.5, that's what I said. And bam, PSA 9. Definitely not a bad grade. Oh, you know what? I just noticed there's like a really nice swirl over there. Swirls also catch a premium and also quite desirable by swirl collectors. That's actually a thing. And yeah, definitely a nice card. Can't argue with the grade there. I didn't think it would get a 10, to be honest. So very nice there. And I will actually put these all on the side here. And let's get into opening my remaining cards. There's actually quite a few big hitters in this return. So I think I have a Typhlosion 17. In this batch, Typhlosion 17, for those that don't know, it's one of the hardest cards to grade in Pokemon, and the value kind of like is comparative to the first edition Neo Genesis Lugia, or even more if it gets a PSA 10, I believe. And also kind of like, it's pretty much like first edition base set tier level if you can get a PSA 10. So let's see if I can get that in that price. And there's also one, you know what? Sunny, you wrapped this too well. I'm not even too sure how I'm supposed to open this. I think I'm just gonna rip this open. All right, there we go. But, so I have to open this. Hopefully that doesn't give away anything. No. Okay, so open the first layer. And, oh man, sorry about that. Sorry for the background noise as well. Because this is through, not through the computer, which I normally make my videos from. So definitely there's a little bit less noise canceling software that's available for just streaming through my pad. But I think that is open now. And we get to see what my next batch of cards are. If I can get this to open. Wow. Very protected. Another, oh, here it is. Ooh, it even says, it's even a PSA box. Look at that. That's how you know it's legit. All right, and here is the cards. Very nicely bubble wrapped still. And oh, it's like a random hair that I found. Was that there the whole time? Oh well. Anyway, oh my gosh. Please, please. Off camera, please. All right, here they are. First time I'm seeing these with all of you. And let's get right into it. I actually don't know what my value grades are for these. I told Sunny not to tell me. And bam. Oh, starting off with the big hitter, T17. Let's see what we get. My guess for T17 was that it would get a not a 10 because there are actually, you can't see in this video. I don't know why the lighting isn't working. Oh, there it is. You see that? Those are two really big print lines on the cards. Print lines automatically means a point deduction, if not two. And so I got two print lines on this, so I'm just like, nah, I don't think I'm getting a PSA 10. The centering I think is really nice, and I don't believe there's any whitening on it, unless there's like the secret whitening that happened during PSA or just storage at least. But let's see what I get. Hopefully it's a PSA 9. Oh, PSA 8. Can't complain about that. This card I did show off a lot when I was a kid, so it not being a PSA 6 or 7 is actually pretty good. But it would be sweet if I got a PSA 9. But what can you do? There's a half swirl there. Definitely a history in the making, this card, but not the specific one that we have graded. T17, you can go there. Next card, Rocket's Mewtwo. I did a little bit of information about this card in my May 2021 video, but this is the first card that had three attacks, and that's why the card image is so much smaller than the other ones. But yeah, it's an iconic card from the Gym Challenge set. And let's take a quick look at what the grade is. I guess that this card would be PSA 9. And what do we have? PSA 7. Well, I don't know now. Okay, so the first thing I see that I'm more experienced now is I'm pretty sure the centering is not too good on this. But why did it get a PSA 7? So PSA is really strict on a surface area. So it could be like there's like a scratch that I missed before. But I really doubt that. So this is another one of those situations that I'm likely going to crack the case. I'm going to send this to BGS or possibly maybe send it back to PSA. But I think BGS is less strict on surface area issues. So, and I don't see any other really issues with this. This isn't a dot or anything. This is, I think it's part of a pen on this. So, okay. At least the T17 wasn't a PSA 7, right? Next one we got. Oh, you know what? I totally even forgot about this card. I don't even have my list. I'm going to guess, I guess, the PSA 9 on this. Most cards, I guess, PSA 9. This is Gym Challenge again. Blaine, of course. Blaine's Arcanine. And not as good artwork as the Light Arcanine, I would say. But definitely something that is very iconic. And I think it's one of the... It's like the rookie holo version of Arcanine. So, PSA 6. Woo, what happened in this submission? But I guess I shouldn't be too surprised about this. So this Arcanine I found inside my box with like random non-holo cards. So there might have been like squishiness to it or something like that. There could be like unknown dents to me at the time. And when I was doing the pre-grading last year, I didn't have as much experience as I do now. So definitely another crack. And if the value is under 7, PSA 7 to 8 right now is pretty much raw grade price. And then 9 and above, you do get a bit of that premium. So this is even technically less than a near mint, no, less than a near mint raw copy. So, okay, well, I actually forgot about that card. So grading price wasn't too bad. So we'll see about that. Oh, now I'm really worried about these next few ones. Did I really get that bad of pre-grading for these? None of these hit a 9, which I thought they would. Dark Dragon Knight, Team Rocket set. Another one of the better cards in the Team Rocket set. I guess that this would get a PSA 9. I'm gonna guess they gave me an 8. I don't think this guy was in a very good mood. The grader was not in a very good mood while grading these, because this came in like I submitted these in a special, so it was like less than like $20, like 50. I think it was $15. So PSA 8, yeah, near mint to mint. 8. I don't know. We'll see. See this batch. See, it's not right, because this batch pretty much is all 9s and a few 8s, and this one is like all 8s and like a 6. So I'm just like, I don't know. Feels like it's a bit off there. If I pre-graded all of them the same, why did I get higher grades on those than the ones that I have over here? Oh, look at this. So this card, I was guessing that I would get a PSA 7, but now that I'm more knowledgeable, I think I might get a PSA 6. But it doesn't really matter, because this is Alakazam First Edition base set. And you can tell that it's not a fake because PSA graded it. It's number 1 out of 103, I believe, because that's how much cards are in the base set. Oh, is it 102? I thought it was 103. I think it was 103. Yeah, funny story for this. I actually traded for this card when I was a kid. Like, all these cards were when I was a kid, right? So it's amazing sometimes that I still get even a 9 for these. But I traded three regular, so unlimited base set Alakazams for this card, because I forgot who had it. It was at some kind of like LGS when I was a kid, and then someone had this card, and I'm like, wow, I've never seen a base set Pokemon, a first edition base set card before, because when I joined Pokemon, it was already unlimited. And then the guy saw that he needed 3 Alakazams for his deck at the time, and I was like, oh, hey, I have 3 Alakazams, you're the first edition, can I trade you for it? And the guy was like, you know what, sure, because I think he had quite a few first editions at that time, and there's not like too much different in like 1999 or 1998 when the deal went off. Like, comparatively now, like any grade of this is a decent price. So this is definitely something that is very historic to me, has nostalgic value and has story behind it, right? So enough of that. Let's see what I got. PSA 6, PSA 5. Okay, this PSA 5 is still something. I have a slab now, so it can't deteriorate anymore. And this had like lots of surface damage. There was like, I think there was like whitening issues. Yeah, you can tell already. Very noticeable whitening issues. But at like $15, like, how can I say no to grading a first edition? First edition Alakazam, right? But definitely lower than I thought. I thought I'd get like a 6 at least, or 7. And the last card, oh, this is my favorite card. Shining Steelix. So this is when I quit Pokemon. And this was like the last card I got before I quit Pokemon for good. And then, yeah, it was a Shining card. I didn't know that there were other Shining variants, like Shining Charizard and like Shining Mewtwo, Shining, I don't want to say Noctowl, but that's not one of the big hitters. There's a lot of other good Shining cards too, right? And then it's Shining Gyarados, Shining Magikarp, but that's not from the Neo Destiny set. But this is my favorite card. I'm so glad I'm getting this graded. I guess that this would be a PSA priceless, because I don't really care about the value. I'm not selling this one. This was my favorite card. Most nostalgic card. Is the card I ended on. And look at that shine. I was actually thinking of starting a Steelix collection because I like this card so much. But let's see what I got. I thought that I would get a PSA 9 for this. I bet I got like a PSA 8. Oh, I got a PSA 9. Wow, okay. So I guess it is possible to still get a PSA 9 in this batch. So my favorite card, PSA 9. Very happy with that. And yeah, so that's pretty much all the cards. You know what? Actually, she lied. So I'm going to put an image of the card that I got, another card I got graded, but it's actually on consignment because I do need some funds right now because we are doing some, I need it, our family needs it right now because we're doing some like renovations and stuff. So it's actually not here. It's a light togetic, which I'll have an image up here, which got a PSA 10. So the only card out of everything I sent in that got a PSA 10, it's a light togetic, which I am very surprised at what it's actually valued at. I actually got upcharged for $150 US for it. So like, you can kind of grasp what the value of that card is. So definitely very happy to get that. And thanks for Sunny for helping me get all these cards graded. And definitely, I don't think these cards add up to, like what my video says, 20-year-old Pokemon cards reveal estimated at 25,000. Nah. So now we can confirm it's not at 25,000. It's definitely a lot less than that, but definitely very cool to go through the grading process. The fees are a bit iffy, you know, to get these graded, but you get slab them. These are technically like immortalized for the rest of time, unless someone cracks it, or when I crack them and send them maybe to BGS to be graded. And also I'm gonna get these Japanese cards to be graded as well. So thanks everyone for watching this video. Thanks for hearing me ramble a little bit about Pokemon cards. I do still collect some Pokemon stuff. I collect modern Pokemon ETBs, but mostly I'm in the MetaZoo community now. I collect a lot of MetaZoo stuff, primarily the special drops, not the main set as much anymore. And yeah, so as always, please leave a comment down below of what you thought of this video, what you thought of the PSA returns, how shafted I got with this newest batch of returns. I'm so glad Sunny didn't tell me the grades. Otherwise, I think I'd be pretty pissed before I got these back. Please leave a comment on how your grading experience with PSA, or if you prefer BGS or CGC. Please leave a like for this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, keep on casting, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.